GG reckon. It's Udyr, Morgana, and Rumble dominated the meta for a couple of months. Udyr and Rumble still do. What do you think of how the jungle meta is evolving, adding champions like Xin Zhao, Lee Sin, and even Viego?
I definitely like the way the jungle meta is evolving. I think it's not like just so straightforward that if you don't have like a Udyr, Morgana, Rumble, you can't really win the game. I think there are a lot of really strong champs right now, but um, I think you can honestly play a lot of different champions right now and that have a lot more playmaking, so it feels a lot more fun to play.
Okay, next questions from Nick Invin Global. How do you feel the new upcoming item Holebreaker will affect the competitive meta?
I haven't really looked at that item that much. I saw it was like a split pushing item, and I saw Fudge was looking at it. I honestly don't know what it does, besides the fact that I think it's for split pushing. So maybe it'll turn the meta into more of a side lane type of meta, but honestly, I have no idea.
Okay, next questions from Mustafa, esports.gg. You're always the most focal point of, you're always the focal point of almost all the C9 plays. In spring, you ranked the highest for kills with a 14 kill gap between you and the second Centauran. How do you see your play style compared to the rest of the league?
Um, I think my playstyle is pretty simple. Like at least for me, I just like to pressure a lot early game, push my advantage, and I think I just try to play really well, at least um, during the game, so that I can get these leads and these kills. I think I play very aggressive. I play a lot in the enemy jungle, play a lot for dives, and try to make a lot of aggressive plays with my teammates. So I'm definitely someone who likes to fight, I guess.
Okay, next question, Danny from Upcomer. Who's the best jungler in the meta right now?
I think the best jungler right now is probably Rumble, but I don't think it's like that much better than other things. I think a lot of champs like Xinjiao with enchanters could be better than Rumble. But that's not like a single champ. That's probably like a combination.
Okay, and then last question from Justin Esports Network. Last week, Lee Sin was picked only 2 times on the blue side, but picked 7 times on the red side, with 2 of those 7 picks even putting him in the jungle. Any thoughts on why that trend emerged?
I think Lee Sin is just a high priority champion right now. I think a lot of people are picking him because it's quite strong in the meta. And the reason people are picking on red is because usually it's not first picked on blue side. So then it's like a good flex pick on red side to pick to all 3 lanes. And since you have last pick, the champion probably has a lot more uses, I guess, because you don't know where it's going.
Sorry. All right. So that was the last question. We'll open it up to anyone who has a question. All right, Andre, you can go first.
All right. So as the only jungler in the LCS who got to go to MSI this year, how was the transition of going from essentially the trio of Udyr, Morgana, and Rumble at MSI to only 2 of those 3 plus newcomers like Xin Zhao and Lee Sin and stuff like that?
I think it was pretty easy for me because honestly, like I'm much more comfortable or playing Xinjiao and Lee Sin. Like these champs are champs I've been playing for a long time, whereas like Rum Morgana are very new to the meta. So obviously when you go to MSI, if you look at every jungler's OP.GG, it's their most played. They play at least like 20 games in a row of it. So those champs are like champs you just have to learn. And although I don't think I'm like bad at them or at all, I've been playing Lee Sin and Xinjiao for like my whole life.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, Justin, you can ask next.
Hey, congrats on the win today. Great job.
Thank you.
I wanted to get, what are your thoughts on the current meta for jungles now that it's kind of, it was touched on, but it's been expanded a little, bringing more champions in?
What do I think about the meta is your question?
Yeah, do you like where it is now? Would you wish it was somewhere else or how it was before?
I kind of like the meta more than it was before. I think I don't really like the full clear meta where you just clear every camp and then you just do it over and over again and then you're kind of like a support for your teammates. Well, obviously like you're really strong, but like I kind of like the fighting and the ganking and the like the weird pathing to make invades and stuff like that because I think it requires a lot more skill. to know when you can or cannot be punished and when you can punish others. I think clearing 6 camp is really simple, and honestly, anyone can do it. So I think I like where the meta is heading.
Awesome. Okay, Pedro, you can ask your question next.
Hello. Last week well, mostly everybody was like sounding the alarm for Cloud9 possibly regressing in form, but with this recent victory, do you feel that those concerns have been quelled outright?
I think people jump to very strong conclusions after watching a couple of games. I don't think we're in our best form. I think we played pretty well today and we did really well versus FlyQuest, but that doesn't mean we're like the perfect team or anything. I also don't think we were super great last week. But I don't think we were terrible. I think we just had some rough games. We should have won our game versus Golden Guardians and our game versus FlyQuest, or sorry, versus 100 Thieves, which is very unfortunate. So even though I don't think we're at our best, like I don't think we're terrible, and I wouldn't say like just because we won this game so convincingly that we're definitively the best or anything.
Okay, looks like no one else has a question, so that completes our scrum. Thank you, Blaber.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.